Hey, hey, how are you? I have to say, this is wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I have to say, this is absolutely one of the best gatherings that we've had for ribbon cutting, and we really appreciate all the effort that has been put into this event today, and all the years that this community has been waiting for this park. So my name is Iris Rodriguez-Rosa. I am your Bronx Borough Commissioner for the Parks Department. And I want to welcome you here to this wonderful Whalen Park. A round of applause for Whalen Park. There are many people to say thank you to and to recognize this morning. But I will say this, that we have a wonderful surprise for you. We have special guests that joined us here this morning, and I will introduce them to you shortly, but it's absolutely amazing. And I just told them that it's one of the most beautiful gatherings that I have seen a family and in my 3 years. So I have to say thank you for them being here, and I will introduce them to you shortly. Here we are today, being able to celebrate the grand reopening of what is Whalen Park. Whalen Park has been transformed for this community. You have many activists in the community that supported the effort. This particular park has received a $1.8 million in restoration and has been a combined effort of your city council member, the borough president, and the mayor of the city of New York. So a round of applause for all of them for having contributed the funds that made this park possible here today. And just to share with you what the $1.8 million was able to garner for you here today, the renovation, of course, included the playground renovation that you see behind me, new asphalt pavements, safety surfacing, climbing blocks, playhouse, spray shower, park lighting, benches. So I want you all to understand that also your council member is very excited about the kind of spray showers that we are now providing in our parks. Am I right, council member? Yeah. So just to share with you, we have wonderful individuals that are, and the person I'm about to introduce to you right now is an individual that I had the pleasure of, one of the first elected officials that I've met when I came into the borough 3 years ago. And this gentleman has continuously supported all the efforts that the Parks Department has done. And yes, at times he'll say, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing? What are you doing? But he'll hold us to task. But without a doubt, he is one of the greatest supporters of open spaces and the parks in this community. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you your council member, Andrew Cohen.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
You know, I don't know if there are any cynics here, but there are people who don't have faith in the city of New York. But to come here today and see the transformation of Whalen Park, I mean, it really does, it just restores your faith. It is so beautiful. The work here looks so great. I know that many kids are going to enjoy it for many years to come. And from where we started to where we ended up, I really think that the Parks Department deserves a real round of applause. And the Commissioner's right. Sometimes I can be a tough critic, but when things turn out great, I'm also going to be the first to acknowledge that. And the Commissioner brought up the spray showers. You know, when I go all over the city, and I serve on the Parks Committee, I've served on the Parks Committee at the Council for 5 years, and I visit a lot of parks. And I go to parks in some other boroughs, perhaps maybe in Manhattan, and I see these fancy parks, and I come back and I say, I have to have these parks for my constituents. And today we have a park that's an example as good as any park in the city. It's as beautiful. The unique spray shower, I know the kids are really going to enjoy that on a hot day like today, so I'm very pleased about that. I do just want to acknowledge the support of the Mayor de Blasio for contributing to this project. I think he's in for a little more than $500,000. And our own Borough President, Ruben Diaz Jr. is in for over $400,000 to make this happen. It really is a team effort here in the Bronx, trying to get everybody to pull together to make great things happen. And this is an example of what we can do when we work together. I really want to acknowledge my partners here in the State Assembly, our Assemblywoman Natalia Fernandez, Assemblyman Jose Rivera is here someplace back there, and my partners at CB7. I see Barbara Strons. Is there anybody else from CB7 here? More CB7 people? Well, it really is a team effort and their support, and I believe that this work really happened based on community support, recognizing a local need, bringing it to our attention, getting the work done. So I'm really so proud to be here today. I look forward to this being enjoyed for many years to come. I want to really thank the Whalen family for coming. It's an honor to have you here, and I think that this park does your dad justice, so I'm really, really pleased to be here. Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you, Council Member. So one of the individuals that will speak with us now is an individual that just became an elected official recently this year. We're very honored and very proud to be able to acknowledge her and to recognize her and to say thank you for the many years of service that she also has given. As young as she is, she's already given many years of service in terms of public service. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the Assembly Member for this district, Natalia Fernandez.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Councilman Cohen, and everyone at the Parks Department for putting this lovely event together. As she said, I'm brand new as an elected official, but I am not brand new in public service. And to see the transformation from years ago when I used to help with the past Assembly member to now is really unbelievable. And I have to give all the credit to the community first, because I know it was your concerns, your questions, your asks, and really a demand to make sure that this park came together how it needed to be. And additional thanks to our mayor, our president, and our other elected officials, Cohen and before. And I'm sure Assemblyman Jose Rivera had a hand in really making this a reality. And I really can't be more happy that this park is how it is. It's really beautiful. Like, I'm shocked. I want to bring my nieces and nephews to this sprinkler, and I definitely will. So I hope we can all enjoy it together, help take care of it, and continue loving this neighborhood like we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you very much. I'd like to, before I have our next speaker come up, I'd like to recognize some of the individuals that are representing our local elected officials as well. I'd like to introduce Jessica Cruz and Sam Goodman, who are representing the Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. here today. I'd also like to recognize Sergio Mata and Jeffrey Tolentino, who are representing Congressman Adriano Espaillat's office. They're back there. Great, terrific. The next individual that we're going to recognize has been an individual that I've had the pleasure of working with her when I was here in the Bronx originally, and then I came back and I was happy to find that she was still very actively engaged in the Parks Committee and in Community Voice 7. So I'd like to introduce to you a woman who is very much of an advocate for this community, Ms. Barbara Stranza.
Good morning. It's very exciting to be here for a ribbon cutting for a modern park in our community district. As you know, Community Board 7 has many parks, but many of them need improvement, and it's so great to see all this modern equipment. And we're also very happy that a precedent has been started by the Parks Department. It took 1 year to complete construction. So just to let you know, we are counting the days for the skate park at the Oval. One other thing, it took 1 year for construction, but the actual process started with a different council person, which means 5+ years. So we're very happy that everybody could come today, and the kids and the adults in the area will be able to enjoy this park for many years to come.
And to understand that in order to be able to maintain a park like this, it takes a lot of individuals to be able to look at it, support it, and be able to support its efforts. So I have here someone that I just like to recognize and to let you know that she also has a sign up for people who want to be the Friends of Whalen Park. So Elizabeth Coranta from the Friends of Marshallou Parkland, and many of her supporters that are here. I see Betty, I see Sheila, I see Miriam, I see many of the individuals that are here that have supported the Friends of Marshallou, but she is also asking for people to volunteer today. So Elizabeth, thank you so very much for your effort. I'd like to also recognize that it's here in the audience, of course, our Assembly Member Rivera, Jose Rivera, who's here in the audience and also filming the program. So thank you always, Assembly Member. We'd like to be able to say thank you to the library, of course, our partner here and adjacent to this park, Jane Addison Amayu, who is here, the manager of the Public Library, and many of her staff members that are here also supporting and doing readings for the children. I'd like to be able to indicate that we have very special, very special guests here today. I was very pleased and surprised when I walked in to find, and like I said, this family absolutely is one of the most beautiful families I have seen in the 3 years that I have been here. So we are very proud to be able to recognize the daughters of the Henry Whalen, who are here with us today. We have Kate, Eileen, and Nancy, who are here with us today with their husbands and their children and their grandchildren as well. So I would like Kate Armstrong, who is the daughter of Henry Whalen, to say a few words on behalf of the family. Thank you, Kate.
Hi, everyone. We are overwhelmed by this park. We are honored and we are so impressed by the work that went into it. Before I was crying, I couldn't stop crying, but then my sisters elected me to be the spokesperson, so I had to suit up, you know. So as a high school student, I worked in the library, and we call this the library park or the sitting park. And we used to play in the sandbox when we were younger. So we spent a lot of time over here, and never in our wildest dream did we imagine it would turn into this great park that it is today, and especially that it's named after my father, Henry A. Whalen, who absolutely loved this neighborhood. He was an activist, he was active with veterans, he was active with the church, and he loved the Norwood community. And he spent so much time doing whatever it was he could do, and he also was a special help to the veterans. And when he was assigned a task, he was like a dog with a bone. He did not let up until it was completed. So just for my sisters Nancy, Eileen, and our families, and the other kids that couldn't make it because they had to be at work, we are just so pleased with this the rededication, and with the work that was done, the landscaping and the time and the effort that was put into it. And as Andrew said before, it is a great park. I think it's beyond great. It is just beyond our wildest dreams. So thank you all, to all the people who took the time to do the work and to who will continue to do the work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kate. And what I'd like to do is to, of course, acknowledge all the many family members that you have here. You have your husband, I believe, Tom Armstrong, that's here. We also have Nancy and Patrick, and we have Eileen and Hugh Lennon that are here as well, family members with the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Henry Whalen. Am I right? Okay, terrific. And the individuals that are going to be using this park also, we recognize in the audience, we have students, 4th and 5th graders from the Bronx Community Charter School that are here with their teachers, Ms. Pringle and Ms. Tavares, that are here as well. So these are the children that are also going to be enjoying this playground very much. And again, I'd like to recognize Sergio and Heather Gennaro, who are the Gennaro Against Graffiti. So, you know, when we talk about Against Graffiti, that's important. Thank you so very much. It takes a village. So Partnerships for Parks is here. We like to acknowledge Ishmael Guzman, Carlos Acosta, and Giuliani Lopez, who are here. The Partnership for Parks, they work in terms of volunteer groups. And I know that Elizabeth can acknowledge the fact of how supportive they have been. And now to mention to you the many people that have a stake in this park, okay? The Parks Department, when you talk about raising a village, the Parks Department has many people that make this park possible. So I'd like to acknowledge for the Capital Division, in terms of who designed this park, I'd like to acknowledge David McConnell and Judy Raymond, who are here. Where are they? They're the ones that actually designed it. They're back there. So if you want to talk about being a designer, boys and girls, those are the people that you talk to. We have recognizing someone who actually monitored the Capitol construction here. We have Otosule Olabo. Did I say it right this time? Otosule, there you go. Thank you for monitoring and make it come in a year's time. Thank you very much. We have Pilar Alban, who's a resident engineer. I believe they're here as well. And now, on the day-to-day basis of people who maintain this park or watch over the park, we have with us today, we have our Chief of Operations, Larry Schoon, our Deputy Chiefs of Operations, Mike Gratton and Daniel Mercado, the manager for this area, Joseph McNary. We have the Park Supervisor, Albert Ayala, and we have the Regional Supervisor, Dan Reynolds, that are here with us today as well. And of course, I have to say thank you to to the recreation team who make sure that we always have the events. Gustan, O'Neill that are here. So without further ado, and Bobby Gonzalez here. Thank you, Bobby, for acknowledging and being part of this event here today. So I'd like to let you know that there will be a reading by the library. After we do the ribbon cutting, there will be a reading by the library. So I want to be able to let you boys and girls know that you should stick around and be part of the reading of the library. Thank you so very much. I'm hoping that I didn't miss anyone, but to tell you that this is a grand day and we like to be able to make sure that the family is there with us when we're cutting the ribbon. And I certainly would like the council member and the assembly member all to be in a photo with the entire Whalen family. And Barbara, of course. Absolutely. So thank you all very much. Thank you.